What if the thing you have been fighting hardest to control was never yours to control in the first place? What if the ancient Stoic sages, men who faced exile, slavery, and death with unshakable calm, and the writers of scripture, who walked through deserts, dungeons, and doubt, were both pointing to the exact same truth, that surrendering to a will greater than your own is not weakness. It is the highest form of wisdom a human being can reach. Today, we're going to explore what it truly means to trust God's will, through the lens of Stoic philosophy, ancient scripture, and the life you are living right now. We live in an age of control. We plan every detail. We optimize every outcome. We schedule, strategize, and hustle, and then fall apart when life refuses to cooperate. Anxiety is at record levels. Burnout is epidemic. And underneath almost every form of modern suffering is the same root cause: the desperate, exhausting attempt to control what we were never designed to control. Two of the most powerful wisdom traditions in human history diagnosed this problem long before modern psychology did. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, built an entire philosophy around the discipline of surrender. They called it the dichotomy of control, the clear distinction between what is up to us and what is not. Scripture, from the Psalms to the letters of Paul, echoes this same truth in a different language. Trust, yield, surrender, let go and let God. These are not passive instructions. They are the most active, courageous disciplines a human being can practice. Here are 5 lessons that show you exactly how. Lesson 1. Release what you cannot control. The foundation of Stoic philosophy, the very first thing Epictetus taught every student who walked through his door, was a single, radical distinction. Some things are up to us. Some things are not. Your thoughts, your values, your responses, your choices. These are yours. Everything else, the opinions of others, the weather, the economy, other people's decisions, the timing of outcomes, these are not yours. And spending your life trying to control them is, in the words of Epictetus, the source of all human misery. Proverbs 19, verse 21. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Solomon wrote this 3,000 years ago. Epictetus echoed it 500 years later. And modern neuroscience confirms it today. The human brain expends enormous energy attempting to predict and control outcomes that are fundamentally uncertain. The result is chronic stress, decision fatigue, and a life lived in reaction rather than intention. The Stoic biblical prescription is identical. Do your part with full commitment, and then release the outcome completely. Not because outcomes don't matter, but because your grip on them was always an illusion. Write down one situation in your life right now where you are exhausting yourself trying to control an outcome. Now, draw a line down the middle of the page, on the left. Everything about this situation that is genuinely up to you. On the right, everything that is not. Your job is the left column. God's job is the right. Stop doing his job. Do yours, excellently. And then, open your hands. Lesson 2. Amor, Fati. Love what is. The Stoics didn't just teach acceptance of what cannot be changed. They went further, far further than most people are comfortable going. They taught Amor, Fati, love of fate. Not enduring it with gritted teeth, but genuinely, actively embracing it as the exact material your life and character are meant to be built from. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together." This is not fatalism. This is not passivity. This is the recognition that every circumstance, every delay, every closed door, every painful season is purposeful. Romans 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things. Not the comfortable things, not the things that made sense at the time. All things. Paul wrote this from prison. He had been beaten, shipwrecked, rejected, and imprisoned. And he wrote, all things. God works in all of this. The Stoic sage and the biblical saint arrive at the same place through different roads. Nothing is wasted. Everything is material. The suffering is not in spite of the plan, it is part of it. Think of the hardest season you have ever walked through. Now ask yourself honestly, What did it produce in you that nothing easier could have built? That is Amor Fati. That is Romans 8:28 in lived experience. The pain was real, and it was purposeful. Both things are true at the same time. Lesson 3, present moment, where God's will lives. One of the most consistent disciplines in both Stoic philosophy and scripture is the radical return to the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present. Not tomorrow, not last year, now." Epictetus taught that most human suffering exists not in present reality, but in our mental time travel, our anxiety about what might happen, and our grief about what already has. Jesus said something strikingly similar, Matthew 6 verse 34. "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This is not a dismissal of planning or preparation. It is a diagnosis of where we lose our lives. In the imaginary future, rehearsing catastrophes that never arrive, or in the unchangeable past, replaying wounds that cannot be undone. God's will is always operating in the present tense. The guidance, the provision, the peace. It is available now. Not when the situation resolves, not when the uncertainty clears. Now. The Stoic sage and the person of faith share this practice. Return, again and again, to this breath, this moment. The present moment is not where you are waiting for God's will to arrive. It is where His will already is. Set a single alarm on your phone, once per day, labeled simply, now. When it goes off, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, take 3 slow breaths. Ask, what does this moment require of me? Not tomorrow, not last week, just this moment. Practice this for 7 days and watch what shifts. Lesson 4, virtue over outcome. Do good now. Here is where Stoicism and Scripture converge most powerfully and most practically. Both traditions agree. You are not responsible for the outcome of your actions. You are responsible for the quality of your actions. The Stoics called the highest human good virtue. Not success, not comfort, not recognition. Virtue. Doing what is right with full commitment, regardless of result. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what nature requires. Set out immediately, if possible. Do not look around to see if people will know about it. Do not expect Plato's ideal state, but be satisfied with even the smallest step forward." Galatians 6 verse 9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. At the proper time. Not your time. Not the timeline you planned. The proper time, which belongs entirely to God. Your assignment is the doing. The reaping belongs to a wisdom greater than yours. This is enormously liberating, if you let it be. It means you are freed from the crushing weight of results. You are called to show up, do good, act with integrity, serve with excellence, and then completely release what happens next. The Stoic sage calls this living according to nature. The person of faith calls it walking in obedience. The destination is identical. Full effort, open hands. Where are you withholding your best effort because you can't see the outcome yet? The Stoic biblical answer is the same. Do the good thing now. Do it fully. Do it quietly if necessary. Do it without guarantee of reward. The harvest is not your department. Faithfulness is. Lesson 5, Stillness, the place where trust is built. Every Stoic philosopher practiced some form of daily contemplation. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not for publication, but as a private daily discipline of stillness and self-examination. Epictetus began each day in quiet reflection. Seneca wrote letters at dawn before the noise of the world began. They understood something that our age has almost completely forgotten. You cannot trust what you cannot hear, and you cannot hear in noise. Scripture speaks to this with extraordinary directness. Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still, and know that I am God. Be still. Not be productive, not be strategic, not be optimized. Be still. This is a command, not a suggestion. And it is a command because stillness is where trust is built. It is where the anxious mind slows enough to remember what is true. It is where the white-knuckled grip on outcomes finally loosens. The Stoics built stillness into their daily practice because they knew a mind that never stops cannot be trusted to act wisely. A person who never sits in silence cannot hear the deeper wisdom that quiet reveals. Trusting God's will is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice of returning to stillness and remembering again who is actually in charge. Before you pick up your phone tomorrow morning, sit in complete silence for 5 minutes. No music, no podcast, no prayer list even. Just stillness. Let your mind settle. And in that quiet, practice the most countercultural act available to a modern human being. Trust. Do this every morning for 30 days. You will not recognize the version of yourself on the other side. 5 lessons, 2 traditions, 1 truth. Release what you cannot control. Love what is, even the hard things. Return to the present moment where God already is. Do good now and release the harvest. Be still and build the trust that stillness alone can build. The Stoic sages spent their lives pursuing a peace that the world could not shake. The saints of Scripture received a peace the world could not understand. Both were pointing at the same source. You were not designed to carry what you have been carrying. You were designed for open hands, a quiet mind, and a deep settled trust in a will that is wiser, wider, and more faithful than your own. That trust is available to you right now. Not when the situation resolves, not when the uncertainty clears. Now. If this video gave you something worth sitting with today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Every week we go deep into the intersection of ancient wisdom, faith, and the life you are actually living, because the peace you are looking for has already been mapped. Until next time, be still, open your hands, and trust.